10 second, 5 second, start. I shall proceed on the basis that the suits being heard by the Delhi High Court would have points which would overlap with those involved in the criminal case pending in the Salim court, but that very fact by itself, in my view, would not justify transfer of the said case. Substantial progress has been made in the said complaints before the Salim court. So far as the subject criminal case is concerned, the ground of overlapping points in any event cannot justify the petitioner's case for transfer, as even if the petitioner is allowed, the criminal case shall have to proceed in the court of judicial magistrate and not in the high court where the civil suit are being heard. Two different judicial fora would be hearing the civil cases and the criminal cases. Whether the civil cases and the criminal cases would continue together or not is not a question which falls of determination in this transfer petition. Moreover, it does not appear that earlier any complaint was made about the proceeding being carried on at Salim. In fact, the petitioner had applied for quashing the complaint before the Madras High Court, but at that point of time, no proceeding was taken out for transferring the criminal complaint. Moreover, on 8th June 2018, the petitioner had appeared before the Salim court and received copy of the criminal complaint. This has been stated in the list of dates forming part of the transfer petition. At that point of time, the two earlier transfer petitions were pending. Those whose petitions were disposed on 18th July 2018. The petitioner does not appear to have had expressed their grievances on the basis of which this petition has been filed at that point of time, bearing claims being made by the petitioner of the respondents being influential person in Salim. No material has been produced to demonstrate that such perceived influence can impair a neutral trial. These allegations inter alia appear in an additional affidavit filed on behalf of the petitioner offered on 26 February 2021. The claims of the petitioner do not match the level of unjust influence exerted on the defense in the case of Sri Jendra Sosati Supra, on the basis of which the transfer petition was allowed. In that case, this court found the prosecuting authorities were harassing the defense team of lawyers, and there were materials demonstrated by the petitioner to show that the state machinery was going out of its way in preventing the accused from defending himself. The petitioner's case of possible tainted trial is unfounded and does not meet the standard laid down in the cases of Guru Charan Das Chandra and Umesh Kumar Supra. I cannot come to a conclusion that justice would be in peril if the case continues in the Salim court. I am not satisfied on the basis of materials available that the petitioner would not get impartial trial in the Salim court. Next, I shall turn to the question of the problem of language faced by the petitioner. The respondents seem to be carrying on their businesses from Salim. In course of hearing before me, no question has been raised as regards territorial jurisdiction of the Salim court in proceeding with the case, the transfer of which is asked for. Now, complaint is being made that the petitioner not being able to understand Tamil language, the case ought to be transferred to a court in Delhi. Language was a factor considered by this court. In the case of the Sri Jayawardene Society, Supra was selecting the court to which the case was to be transferred, but language was not the criteria based on which transfer of the case was directed. I have briefly discussed earlier the reason for which transfer of the case was directed.